Okay. So now we've got this person. They have 0, 1. So it starts on the first. Okay. So we do 1 plus. So 1 plus, there's nothing. Okay. So then what happens is their personality is 1 because they have a pure number. It's less than 9. Okay. So you really don't have to worry about that. So it is 1. Okay. Now let's go to destiny. Okay. So we've got personality and now we will chart out the destiny. So you got 1. Okay. You got 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 8. Okay. So that gives you, what is this? 10, 18, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So 28. Okay. So then you do 2 plus 8. Again, that gives you 10. And 10 gives you 1. Okay. So I hope you understand what I mean by that. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay. So let's go. So this one becomes a 1. Wow. Today we're getting a lot of pure, straight, same numbers. That's really strange. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. Now, this is a good example for you. Okay. To understand. Okay. Now, if you look at it, okay, if you look at it, this client, let's erase this out, okay. And so there is one rule of thumb that you have to always remember, okay. Between 1 and 9, 10, 20, 30, okay, these numbers are pure numbers. So when the client's date of birth, date, not month, not year, date of birth is less than a 9, so it's between 1 and 9, it's a 10, 20, or 30, okay, then you only enter it once. So you will copy from here only once. You don't just put 0, 1, 0, 3, 1968 and the 1 as well. No, you will only put 0, 1. So between the two of them, you only put 1. Okay, so if it is between 1 to 9, 10, 20, or 30, okay, and we can go over that again. That's not an issue. Okay, so let's start charting it out. Okay, so we've got 1. Okay, then we've got 3. Okay, and then we've got 19. Okay, 68. Okay, now we have to add the 1 for the personality, which is already in there because we charted it from here. Okay, now we need to chart the destiny. So we got that. So again, circle it. Okay, and again, circle it. Okay, so now, God, it looks like 100, which is a nice number there. Okay, so again, we will go over that. Any numbers, okay, when it comes to the personality, okay, so any numbers in your date of birth, okay, that has got a 1 between 1 and 9, 10, 20, and 30, you will only chart out one of them for the personality, okay, only one of them, okay. Because anyways, if you do, if it's a 10, it becomes a 1. If it's a 20, it becomes a 2. And if it's a 30, it becomes a 3. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. Okay. So we've now done that. Okay. So I hope you guys understand what this means. Okay. Now, how do you read this? That's the big question of the day you're going to ask, right? How do you read this? right? So what does each number mean? Now, each number is associated with a planet, and it's associated with certain traits of the person. Okay, so that gives you an idea what type of traits that person has. Okay, so we are going to go over that for you. Okay, now when we're looking at the planets and their traits, so let's go on and I will chart that out for you. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, and number one is associated with sun. Okay, number two associated with moon, and I will give you the mythology because there's a story to this. Number three is associated with Jupiter. Okay, it's easier to remember when you understand the mythology to it. Okay, so this is Rahu. Okay, number five is associated with Budh. Budh is let me take a look now. See, I lose a little bit. We're allowed to do that, but it's okay. So Budh is Mercury. Okay. Okay. And then we've got six, which is Venus, the love planet. Okay. Seven, which is Ketu. These are shadow planets. Okay. 4 and 7 are shadow planets. Okay? 8 is associated with Saturn. Okay. 9 is associated with Mars. All right. So these are all associations to different planets. Okay. Now let's keep going. Okay. Let's keep going over there. Okay. Now let me give you the mythology to it. Okay. So there is a mythology to this. Okay. If you guys get a chance to watch a show called Shani. Shani is an Indian, a Hindu show. It's a very long show, actually, and it's about Vedic astrology. Okay, in simple words, it's about Vedic astrology. It's not really Vedic astrology, but it gives you an understanding of Vedic astrology because at the end, it tells you about the different planets and their traits and everything else. Okay, but reality of the fact is, it gives you a story on what these different planets mean. Okay, so there is a mythology to it. Okay, now the sun, okay, is considered the king. Okay, so sun is king, moon is considered the queen. Okay, so this is easier when you actually remember their traits and the mythology to it. You will understand their relationships. Okay, and then Jupiter is the guru, we call him. Okay, Jupiter is the teacher, the guru. Okay, now Rahu and Ketu were considered Swarbhanu. So during the churning of the the oceans. Okay, so there is, if many of you are aware of the mythology, the Hindu mythology of the churning of the oceans. Okay, Rahu and Ketu were Swarbhanu, where actually Swarbhanu cheated and got took the holy water that was supposed to be given to the gods and not the demons. Okay, so his head was cut off. So Rahu is the head, Ketu is the body. Okay, so they still have godly gifts, but one is the head, one is the body. Okay, so that's why it's considered shadow planets. Okay, some people say that Uranus and Pluto are connected to these planets, and mostly in mythology it is not. So it really depends on how you look at it, though I will explain to you what their traits are. Okay, then we've got Saturn. Okay, Saturn is the slowest planet um, in the solar system. Okay, now let's keep going. So we're at Rahu. Okay, Mercury is, we call it Buddh. Buddh is like Gautama the Buddha. So if you know Buddha, right? The god Buddha, he was an enlightened being. So very grounded, very solitude, very good with people, good in communication, but likes to be, stay in one space. Okay, so you will notice that many people who've got that number in the personality or destiny is very, they're very, they like to be in that space. They like to be grounded. They don't like to move around too much. Okay. Then we've got Venus, the love planet. But now Venus is also considered Shukracharya, we call him in Hindu mythology, in the Hindu words. It's called Shukracharya. Okay. Now Shukracharya is, he is considered the keeper of the demons. So basically the demons are, Shukracharya is the one that keeps the lower world in check, basically. And he's the guru of the lower worlds, I would say. Okay. And he is also considered the guru of Jupiter, because Jupiter, who we call him Buddh, no, sorry, Mangal, no, so Mangal, Buddh, Guru. We call him Guru, sorry. We call him Guru. Okay. So there was a time where Guru had gone to Shukracharya to learn some traits. Okay. And so reality of the fact is Venus is considered Jupiter's guru at one point. But having said that, they don't like each other, because Jupiter is the guru of the gods, while Venus is the guru of the lower world, we call it. Okay. Then Ketu, as I mentioned, is a headless planet. Okay. So if you'll notice that anybody whose number is 7, Ketu, usually thinks from the heart. Okay. And then if there's any issues when it comes to health issues, it's usually below. Okay. And then when you look at Rahu usually is above. Okay. And they would have more issues with the head. Okay. So things like, headaches, insomnia, those kinds of things are very common, right? Saturn. Now, Saturn, we call him Shani Dev. Okay. And Shani Dev, if you do get a chance to watch the show Shani, you will understand that Surya Dev. So Shani Dev is actually Surya Dev, which is the sun. Okay. Sun's son. Okay. In Hindu mythology. And what had happened was the son's wife, okay, had decided that she was asked by some pious gurus to go and do some meditation, okay, because the sun was too hot for her. Basically, she needed to meditate to come to his level. Okay, so what she did was she had left for years to go and meditate. Now, in that process, what she did was she left her shadow, we call it. Okay, so she took her shadow and left the shadow as a queen to take care of Surya Dev, which is the sun. Now, she was called Chaya. Okay, the shadow. Chaya. So she was still the queen, but she was called Chaya. Now Chaya had a baby, okay, and the baby was Shanidev. Okay, now what happened with Shanidev was when he was born, okay, Saturn was very dark. Okay, so Suryadev, the sun, said, nope, this cannot be my child. So I want you to take this child and take him away from any of my rays. Where my rays go, he goes away. Okay, so you raise him wherever you want. I'm not going to stop you because you're the mother. Okay, but having said that, I do not want to see this child at all. So Shanidev was raised far away from his family. Okay, so he was raised alone, far away from his family. So that's why when we look at number eight is a struggling planet, but it is a very powerful planet, and it is a planet of karma. Okay, so Shanidev, wherever he goes, Saturn is the planet of karma, but it's the slowest planet. So when you really look at karma is not instant, is it? It takes a time. Okay, but it is also an infinite planet. So if you look at number 8, you put it sideways, that's infinity, right? It's an infinity. It also says what goes around comes around, what goes around comes around, what goes around comes around. Okay, then comes number 9, Mangal, we call him Mars. Now, Mars is a hot planet. Okay, so when you look at Mars is considered the, he is the chief of the army. Okay, so who does the chief of the army in the kingdom answer to? Answers to the king himself. So the chief of the army will respond to the king. So if anything that the king says, the chief of the army listens. Okay, and I will give you stories as to how the chief of the army actually listens to the king. Okay, I actually do have quite a few examples. We don't see this when we really look at it. When we look at people, we wonder, why does this person not listen to me? Oh, this person has the traits of a king. Why is it that a number 9 listens to a number 1? Or why is it that a number 5 listens to a number 1? Well, there are traits to it. Why is it a number 2 listens to a number 1? Why does this person have certain traits? You will understand the relationship. Okay, once I give you an explanation. And the more you go over this mythology, the more you will understand it. Okay, so this is what number 9 is, and it's a hot planet. So anybody with number 9, very aggressive. They're action oriented. They want things done. It's a hot planet. Okay, so they want things done, action oriented. You tell them what to do, they'll get it done. That's the type of people number 9 are. Okay, that's their personality. They're just going to get things done. You give it to them, they'll get it done. Okay, now if you look at number 5, for example, let's go back again. Number 5 is Mercury. Now, Mercury is considered the prince. Okay, the prince of the kingdom. Okay, so that's the reason why they like to sit down and just enjoy life. So realistically, if you look at Buddha, Gautama the Buddha, okay, he was the prince. Okay, he was spoiled, he got everything. So until he became an adult, he was given everything, and he did not see any suffering. He did not have any suffering. So the same thing when you look at number 5, anybody with a number 5, their personality is the suffering is very little. Okay, so if you look at it, so that's how we understand. So we say number 5 is prince. Now, how do we look at their traits? Now, what is number 1? Number 1 is the sun. Okay, so number 1 is the king. So what is the king's traits? The king is, I am the leader, I am the boss. So they would do very well. What? In leadership role, they will do very well in being a CEO. They want to control. This is how it is. And they're very straightforward. Like, I don't have the time to go around circles. Don't have time to go in circles. So what do? They will tell you as is, as it is. Very straight. They're very sharp, very straight. What is the sun? The sun gives you light, right? The sun gives you life. The sun gives you, the sun shines on everybody. So anybody with a number one should not be working for anybody, really. Their job is what? To shine the light on people. Their job is what? To ensure that the persons they have around them, they can employ them. So in place of them working for somebody, they're made to uh, lead and to give people jobs. Okay, so they are the leaders. Okay, then comes the moon. Moon is considered the queen. Okay, moon is a love planet. Moon is a beautiful planet. Moon is a very lovely planet. Okay, and number two is a very lovely planet. But of course, moon also changes its shape and light uh, every like 15 days. Okay, so for 15 days, it is exalting, and 15 days it's not. Okay, so it becomes full moon. Usually they say between 27, 28 days. Okay, you've got a crescent moon, right? So 15 days, it's rising, and 15 days it's not. Okay, so you're gonna have that. So then what happens? It's a moody planet as well. It's considered a moody planet. Okay, but it's a very loving planet. It's a motherly planet. Okay, so sometimes moms also can be moody. Yep, we have our moods too. But what is a mom? A very loving planet. Now, what is a queen? A queen's job, a queen loves to entertain. A queen loves to take care of everybody. A queen loves to, to be with others. A queen loves to take care of the household, right? That's the job of a queen. Okay, so when you look at somebody with a number two, they love to entertain, they love to take care of people, they love attention, they love to look beautiful, they love to dress up, they love all that. Okay, number three is a guru. Okay, so number three, when they learn and when they teach, they grow. So I'm a number three. Okay, my destiny is 3. So I love to teach and I grow when I teach. Okay. Then comes Rahu. Okay, Swarbhanu, whose head got cut off. That is Rahu. Okay. Now Rahu is a very in their head type of person. Okay, so they're in their head. They love to think from their head. They're very, very logical. Very good researchers. They're very good at IT. They're very good at technology. Okay, that would be Rahu for you. Okay, then we've got number 5, which is Mercury. Mercury is a balanced planet. So where there is number 5, if you notice, okay, number 5 is right in the center of the grid. Okay, so if you look at it, number 5 is right in the center of the grid, right? So number 5 is considered a very balanced. If you have a number 5 in your personality, your destiny, okay, very balanced. Okay, very lucky, very luxurious, loves luxury, loves to have a lot of good things, right? That's number 5 for you. Then we've got number 6, Venus. Okay, Venus is also luxury, luxury, loves good stuff, loves love. Okay, just like number 2, okay, a love planet as well. Okay, then we come to Ketu. Ketu is, Ketu, we say, if you look at a lot of other numerologists, they use number 7. Anybody with the number 7 personality or destiny, they usually give them an opportunity to be a preacher. Okay, in the olden times, if you had a number 7 in your personality or destiny, they would train you to become a preacher, because number 7 thinks from the heart. Okay, number 7 gets deceived very, very easily because he or she thinks from the heart. Okay, so it's a headless planet. Think of somebody without a head, right? Is always thinking from the heart. So you can very easily cheat them. Okay, but then they're very, very intuitive. Okay, they're very connected to spirituality. Okay, then comes number 8. Okay, again, I had mentioned to you, what goes around comes around, what goes around comes around, right? So what goes around comes around. Okay, but it's a slow planet. So anything that comes to you comes slowly. So anybody with the number 8, things come very, very slowly to them. Okay, so they have to work hard to attain whatever they wish. Okay, that's number 8 for you. Now, the other thing also for number 8 is that they are very good with money. Okay, so these guys are also, the number 8 is also like Saturn is also a planet for karma. Okay, so be very, very careful if you've got an 8. Karma, whatever you do will come to you. Okay, so that's number 8 for you. Then comes number 9. 9 is Mars. I had said it was a hot planet. Okay, and with number 9 being a hot planet, whoever's got a number 9, they have to work out to get their aggression out, because these people can become aggressive. Okay, you will see that they will have a lot of blood related issues. Okay, so if they have too much number 9 in their charts, that can actually affect them a lot. Okay, so they can have either something to do with blood or diabetes. I've noticed a lot that number 9s who have got number 9s, they tend to have diabetes. So they have to work out aggressively. So, like go and sweat it out. So we say number 8, sweat it out. Number 9, sweat it out. Why do we say number 8, sweat it out? Because number 8 is a slow planet. So they have to work hard to get whatever they want. So then what do? When they sweat it out, they are telling their planets that they are working hard to get what they want. Number 9 is an action-oriented planet. But number 9, the thing with number 9, with Mars, is that it's a hot planet. So they become very aggressive. So you need to get them to work out. Okay? They have to be very careful with their weight. That's another thing. Okay? Now, let's look at their friends and let me see what we're gonna learn. So we've talked about the traits. Okay, let's look at what careers these numbers have. Okay, so we've got number 1, which would be an excellent chef, because sun, chef. So how do I associate this with? Number 1 is a hot, like the sun is hot, right? So in some places you can actually cook food if the sun is so hot, right? If you just put the egg on your bonnet, or we say on the top of your car, okay, and if it's really hot, it's 40 degrees or something like that, you can actually cook an egg. Okay, so number 1, because it's hot, the hot sun is hot, you can say they can become good chefs, they're good leaders, they're very good at top management. Okay, now number 2, we do not recommend that they get into business for themselves. Okay, because number 2, what happens is they have, the moon changes its formation, correct? They have 15 different formations of the moon. Okay, so the sun changes, it is not steady. Okay, so moody, we say moon, moody. Okay, so generally we say they should not get into business on their own. If they do, to have somebody with a very strong chart that can hold the ground for them. Okay. Okay. Then we've got number 3, Jupiter. Great teachers, great writers, They would be very good poets. They're very, very knowledgeable. Now, numbers 3, because we say guru is a very pure number, very pure planet number. So these guys should stay vegetarian. Try and avoid non-veg. Okay, vegetarian is good for them. Now, Rahu, okay, the planet with a head. Rahu would do really well, as I had mentioned, in AI, IT, stock market, because they're very, very disciplined. Okay, they think from the head. The good thing about number 4 is that they're very disciplined. If they tell you they're going to be there at 5:45, they will be there at 5:30. Very time sensitive. These guys are there on time, in order. Okay, and if you have too much of a number 4 in your chart, okay, in the grid, then what happens is sometimes you can be so irritating that even your family is tired of you. Okay, so because you're like, okay, why are you not on time? I want you on time and in order. You're not on time. So that's one of the things that sometimes number 4s become very very aggressive when it comes to that, right? Okay, and then we keep going, and then we've got number 5, which is Mercury. Okay, now number 5 is Mercury, and Mercury, let's keep going. Okay, Mercury is considered a planet that is the prince. Now, what is Mercury good at? They're good communicators. So they would be good in banking and finance, in multiple languages. They're excellent sales and marketing. They're not great at working outside too much. They like to be sedentary. They like to sit down and just work from their desks. Okay, they're good at desk jobs. They're excellent entrepreneurs, by the way. They're very, very good at sales. Okay, number 5, very good at sales. Okay, then we've got number 6. Okay, which is Venus. Okay, number 6 would be is a love planet. Okay, they're very diplomatic. Okay, so they would do what? It's a luxury. Anybody with a number 6, they love luxury. They love to be, they love good stuff, right? So they would do good in jewelry, fashion design, they love like luxury. Okay, when you have number 6. Then comes number 7, Ketu. Oh, I am a number 7, by the way. So the heart. Okay, number 7 is excellent researchers, philosophers, scientists. They would also do very good in chefing. They would do good as occult science. Okay, teachers. They would do very good as anything to do with religion or spirituality. Okay, then comes number 8. Now, number 8 would do really well as a lawyer, chartered accountant, engineer, luxury goods, leather, anything to do with nightlife. They would do good. They would do good in leather, shoes, nightlife. So oil. Okay, like we usually say sesame oil. They would do really well in. Okay, now number 8 and number 1, as I told you, father and son don't get along. They still come from the same family. They will live in the same house, no problem. They will help each other, no problem. But then they don't always get along. Okay, so if anybody with a number 8 and 1 at the same time, right, if they have a personality in destiny 8 and 1, then we usually tell them don't take any of the careers for 8 or 1. Okay, so 1 we would we try and avoid that. Okay, then comes number 9, Mars. Okay, Mars is chief of the army. They would do very, very good in the army, in the police, in anything that has got guns and roses. I mean, guns, if you want to say. Okay, anything that's aggressive as well. So they would do really good as sports trainers, etc. Okay, so something that is really like active, keeps them going. That would do very well. Okay, so this is 1 to 9, what they would be really good at. Okay, now if you speak Hindi or Gujarati or anything like that, you will understand that each day of the week is associated with one of these planets. Okay, so let's keep going and I will tell you how they work. Okay, so sun, easy, Sunday. Okay, moon, Monday. Okay, very easy. Okay, okay. So Mangal, Budh, Tuesday. Mangal. Okay, Tuesday. Budh. Okay, we say Wednesday. Guru, Thursday. Okay. Shukra. Shukracharya, we call him. Okay. Friday. Okay. Shukra. Shani. Okay. Saturday. Now you will ask me what happened to Rahu and Ketu. As I had mentioned, these are shadow planets. We call them the shadow planets. Okay. So these don't have a day of the week. So remember these days, because what happens with that is that you get an opportunity to understand when we're actually looking at remedies. These are the days you should remember. Okay. So Som, Monday, Mangal, Tuesday, Budh, Wednesday, Gautama the Budh, Budh, Wednesday. Okay. Guru, Guru is what? Guru is Guru. Yeah. Thursday, we say. Okay. Shukra, Shukracharya, we call him Shukracharya. Okay. Friday. Hmm. Shani, Shani Dev, Saturday, 8. Okay. And then when we actually look at Rahu and Ketu, these don't have a day of the week that we use. Okay. We do, when we look at remedies, we will figure out, I will let you know, like Rahu, whenever you're doing any yantras or anything like that, then you would start that yantra on a Saturday. Okay. So 4 and 8, because in Vedic astrology, they say that Rahu and Shani, Saturn, have got similar traits. Okay. And when you look at Ketu and Mangal, we say, okay, have got similar traits. Okay. So because Mangal, when we look at it as Mars, they're very humanitarian. Okay, they love to help others. And same thing with number 7. Okay, number 9 loves to be humanitarian. Same thing with number 9. Okay, so I've gone over the days of the week. Okay, and then we will go over the colors. Okay, and then we will end this class and we will see you on Sunday. Okay, so what are the colors associated with each number? Okay, so when you come to number 1, okay, which is the sun is red orange. Yes, so when you come to number 1, sun, it is red or orange. Okay, then you look at moon is white. So quite often we will say that anybody that wants to, if somebody with a number 2 wants to get into business, we will ask them, get into something that's white. Okay, doing selling water, selling milk, getting into milk, water, rice, those kinds of businesses would do really, really well for them. Okay, they wear more white, very good for them. Okay, then but it obviously depends. okay, as to how much moon they have in their charts. Then comes number 3. 3 is Jupiter, yellow, good color for them. Then Rahu, black, gray, blue, good colors for them. Number 5 is green. So if you want to increase this in your charts, if you have too much of it, please don't wear too much of it. So you need to see, because we're not there yet. But when I explain to you how to add or avoid these colors, okay? Then comes number 6, which is Venus, white, pink, neon, good for them. Okay, number 7, gray, black, blue, and reality is all colors work for them. Okay, number 8 is blue and black, and 9 is red. Now, we usually avoid asking people to wear black because, as you know, black is a color that actually attracts energy. So in energy world, so if you do things like Reiki, pranic healing, or anything like that, we ask that people don't wear black, because reality of the fact is black attracts energies and white repels energies. So if you know that when it is too hot, we avoid wearing black, because what happens, it attracts the energies, it absorbs the energies. So you don't want to absorb any more energies, be it negative or positive. Okay, you just don't want to absorb it because you don't know whether it's negative or positive. So we try and tell our clients, avoid wearing black. Okay, all right, so we are going to end this session for now. Okay, and we will catch up again on Sunday. Okay, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And at that time, we are going to learn a little bit more about the planets and their traits. And then we're going to talk about their friends, neutral, and their enemies. Okay, because that is a little bit more detailed. So I don't want to get into that right now. Okay, and what I would suggest is go home, try and chart out your Lo-Shu Grid. Okay, try and chart out your Lo-Shu Grid. Okay, so remember this again. So what I want you to do, you're going to go home and do your homework. Okay, so you're going to get your first name. Okay, get your first and last name. Yeah, date of birth. Okay, you can, I usually write the date, month, year. Okay, so day, okay, month, year, okay, because it's the day that gives you your personality. Okay, so I find that easier for me to do that because that's the first thing I look at. Okay, and then I want you to chart it out, please. Chart it out for me. Okay, and then when we come back next week, we will on Sunday. Okay, we're going to go over what your chart looks like. Okay, because you will, and there's nothing wrong with not having a full chart. Actually, in Vedic astrology, they say the less the numbers, the better it is. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. But how do we look at it? We have a few ways. We look at the name. Okay, does the name match with your personality and your destiny? Okay, and does it match with your career that you want to get into? Okay, what is the success that you're looking for? Okay, or what is it you are really looking for? Be it success, you're looking for more family, you're looking for whatever it may be. Okay, each individual is different. Doesn't mean everybody wants money. We do need money, yes, but doesn't mean everybody wants to be a multi-billionaire. Okay, some people enjoy having their family life, right? So how can we make your life successful for you? Okay, based on your numbers. Okay, so again, thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for coming in today, and we will see you on Sunday. Those that do want to join, I am open to it. You can go to my website, farzana.com, which is FRZNAH.com, and there is you can just add to the Lo-Shu Grid and make your payment, and then you can actually text me. Okay, 778-775-3195, which is +1 778-775-3195, and you can actually text me to let me know that you've paid, and I will add you to the WhatsApp group. Okay, till then, have a good night, have a good morning, have a good day. Bye-bye.